everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today's video is going to be my fall reading list, aka my TBR for the next 3 months. I think there's a dog barking outside. Great. So before we get into the books, I do have a little preface I want to mention. For the time being, I'm not going to be putting out monthly TBRs. I personally don't feel like putting that type of pressure on myself to have a specific TBR every single month. I think TBRs are really great, but in terms of the monthly ones, I think I'm going to put a hold on them and allow myself to be more flexible with some of the books that I end up picking up. I want to give myself that time to be a mood reader, so I'm not going to be having separate TBRs for the months of September, October, and November, and then from there I'm going to play it by ear and see how I'm feeling. So I just decided to do a TBR that is all-encompassing of the fall season. I am very excited because this is going to be my first time really reading in the fall this year. Normally I set a New Year's resolution to read at the very beginning of the year, and I will fall off of that by like March or April, and this is the first year where I've made it all the way to almost the end of the year, so I'm very proud of myself for that. So I did want to have a little list here to share with you guys on some of the spooky reads I'm going to be reading and just some atmospheric, hopefully, books to get in the mood with the fall season. So my fall TBR is including but not limited to these 13 books. I'm hoping that there will be more books I am able to pick up during the fall, so I think these are just a good starting point. They're all mostly thrillers and horrors and a couple fantasy, and I do have one classic that I want to get to as well. So I will be talking about them in those categories. Alright, so now we can just get right into the books. The first one I have here is the classic that I'm hoping to read, and that is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. And I actually got this one from my library. I went the other day and I just found it on one of like the staff picks shelf. I'm not entirely sure what made me want to pick this up other than seeing that it was a classic and wanting to get more into classics, and this one is fairly short, so I thought what a perfect one to start out with. And I also love the little illustrations of like the mushrooms and flowers and just nature things in general. There's a little cat right here. So I did look this up on Goodreads, and it's supposed to be a little scary, I think. I started reading the first page while I was in the library and I was very intrigued, so it does sound like it can be pretty twisted and unsettling, so I'm very excited to read this. And then the next 3 books I have here are all fantasy novels that I'm going to be reading for a special reading vlog coming up, and the first one is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. This is the Romeo and Juliet retelling that I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. It takes place in Shanghai. Okay, and then the next one I have to read for that same reading vlog is Serpent and Dove by, I actually never looked at what the author is of this book, by Shelby Mahurin. Ugh. By Shelby Mahurin. This one says, bound as one to love, honor, or burn, a witch and a witch hunter thrust into holy matrimony. There was only one way such a story could end, a stake and a match. So there's that one. And then the third and final book I have for this reading vlog is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. This one sounds pretty good. I've heard a lot of people are enjoying this, and this one's about 2 sisters, 1 murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. When it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. Yeah, this one sounds like it could be a little bit suspenseful as well, so I'm very excited about these 3 books. If you're wanting to know my thoughts on them, stay tuned for that reading vlog. And then the next book I have is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I decided to pick this one up because my friend Janelle from Beauty and the Books added this to her TBR, and when I saw her video where she mentioned this, I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to read it too, because if you didn't know, she gifted me this book and I would love to buddy read it with her. So since she's going to be reading it in September, I thought I would put it on my list as well, so hopefully I can get to it and read it with Janelle. Alright, and now the next stack I have my thrillers and horror that I want to read. The first thriller I have here is The Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. So this is a domestic thriller that was recommended to me by my friend Victoria. She said that it's one of her favorite domestic thrillers that she's read, and I do really love thrillers, and I want to give domestic thrillers another try. I read one other domestic thriller recently that I didn't love very much, so she she did recommend this one. So I hope that this one is really good and I can't wait to get into it. That was also one that I picked up from the library. Another one that I got from the library is Horrid by Katrina Leno. And I don't know much about this one, but I can tell by the cover and what other people have said when they've read this book is that it is a little bit creepy and eerie. I will just read the back for you. It says, Jane's fingers were numb. Was she ready to admit now that she believed in ... The word was still so hard to say. It was silly and childish. It was white sheets with eye holes cut out and grainy pictures of disembodied heads and bumps in the night when you're home alone, all tucked in and frozen with fear. Ghost. So it's about a girl who's starting to maybe believe in ghosts. Is this grief, mental illness, or something more horrid? All right, and then the next 3 books I have here are all by Stephen King. I know Stephen King is very, very popular and very insane as well, but I've never read any of his works before and I definitely want to. I feel like that's a very bucket list item for me. So the 3 books I have of his that I'm wanting to read in October most likely is The Shining, which this cover is very shiny, and Carrie, and If It Bleeds. So I have these 3, and then my final 3 are all by Riley Sager. I'm wanting to get through all of his books. So the 3 that I have of his are Final Girls, The Last Time I Lied, and Survive the Night. So this is going to be a really fun time. I think I will probably read all 3 of these around the same time so that I can do a reading vlog for them. But my goal is to read all of his books and do some kind of ranking video as well. So that would be really, really fun. Those are all the books that are on my fall reading list / TBR for the next 3 months. Comment down below what spooky read you're most excited to get to this season. So this, oh gosh, this is not all of them because that's going to be really hard for me to hold them all, but look at how all of the spines are just dark. Like even the other ones that I can't hold right now, they're all dark books. Ugh, I don't want to drop them. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to show you how they're all like black books, which is perfect for the season. So yeah, that is my fall reading list. I'm very, very excited to get to all of them. I will see you in my next video. Bye.